Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at meiosis, crossing over, and the difference between mitosis and meiosis. So, meiosis in humans is a division process that takes us from a diploid cell, so one that has two sets of chromosomes, to a haploid cell, so one which has a single set of chromosomes. In humans, the haploid cells that are made in meiosis are the sperm and egg cells. So meiosis is a type of cell division that produces gametes. The human body contains 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs. So human gametes are haploid, so their nucleus only contains a single set of 23 unpaired chromosomes. During meiosis, homologous chromosomes, so one from each parent, pair along their lengths. So the chromosomes cross over at certain points. At each of these points, the chromosomes break a region off and go and transfer it to the chromosome next to it. So crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes during meiosis, which results in new allelic combinations in the daughter cells, so it increases genetic diversity. Each diploid cell contains two copies of every chromosome, one derived from the maternal gamete and one derived from the paternal gamete. These pairs of chromosomes, each derived from one parent, are called homologous chromosomes. So when diploid organisms undergo sexual reproduction, they first produce haploid gametes through meiosis. So during meiosis, homologous chromosomes align with each other and exchange some genetic materials to make a different combination in a chromosome. So crossing over occurs in the first division of meiosis. So at this stage, each chromosome has replicated into two strands called sister chromatids. So, if we go and look at the process, so meiosis is a type of cell division that reduces the number of chromosomes in the parent cell by half and produces 4 gamete cells. The process required to produce sperm and egg cells is meiosis. So the first thing that happens are that chromosomes replicate, they become shorter and thicker, and the nuclear membrane disappears. Next, crossing over occurs. So crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes during meiosis, which results in new allelic combinations in daughter cells. Then spindle fibers connect to the centromeres of the chromosomes, and homologous chromosomes pair up at the center of the cell. The spindle fibers contract and move 23 pairs of chromosomes to each end of the cell. A new nucleus forms around each set of chromosomes, so the cell divides into two daughter cells. The nucleus of the two new cells disappears, and the chromosome spindle fibers align the chromosomes in the center of the cell again. The spindle fibers contract and pull 23 individual chromosomes to each end of both cells. So a new nucleus forms around each set of 23 chromosomes, and the cell splits into 4 genetically different sex cells. So we just look at this question. So sex cells are produced by meiosis. So describe what happens to the chromosomes when a cell divides by meiosis. So key things to talk about are that copies of chromosomes are made, the cell divides twice or 4 cells are formed, and each gamete now has only a single set of chromosomes. Meiosis and mitosis are different types of division in human cells. So we're comparing these two processes. The key things to talk about is that meiosis is in sexual reproduction, so it makes gametes in the ovaries or testes. These have half the number of chromosomes, or are haploid, or have 23 chromosomes, and it undergoes 2 divisions and produces 4 cells. In mitosis, this would be referred to as asexual. It's involved in the growth of an organism. It happens in all cells, and you end up with the same number of chromosomes. So in humans, 46 chromosomes at the end. You get no genetic variation, and 2 cells are produced by 1 cell division. The diagram shows some of the cell divisions that occur during human reproduction. So we're naming the type of cell division that produces cell D from cell B. That would be meiosis. So which organ in the male body produces cell C from cell A? That would be the testes. So how many chromosomes would there be in the nucleus of cell C? That would be 23 because it's going to be half. And finally, why is it important that cell C has this number of chromosomes? And it's because it fuses with an egg cell that also contains that number of chromosomes. So you end up with 46 chromosomes in the fertilized egg cell that then goes and develops into an embryo.
Thanks for watching.